Welcome to the Intro to the STEM Outreach Engagement Program. Through this presentation, we will be providing you with the information and tips about the SOE program and how you can make your school visits engaging and successful. We hope we can answer all of your questions in regards to the program and are excited to see all the amazing work you'll be doing.
So let's begin by looking at behind the scenes. The SOE program is curated by the EOT team, which consists of Erica Lee Garcia and Rebecca White, both who managed this venture. And this summer, me, Bhumika, and Niyadi had the amazing opportunity to be their summer interns.
So who are we? So we EOT, what we do is we partner with engineering companies, professional associations, and educators to transform the engineering profession. We want the profession to be more diverse. We want people in the profession to have the ability to learn from failure, to innovate, and to solve the most important problems of the 21st century. We believe in the power of engineering outreach to shape the future, and that's why we do world-class engineering outreach and we inspire and instill capacity in others to do the same. By shaping the public's perception of STEM, we can change its future. You can learn more about what we do at engineersoftomorrow.ca. A great way to spread awareness and fulfill our mission to promote STEM is through sharing our engineering story. So I and Bhumika will be sharing our personal engineering stories, and I'm going to start. So when I was younger, I always wanted to do something to help others. I started the Because I'm a Girl club in my elementary school in grade 6, which is an initiative run by Planned Canada focused on female empowerment. In middle school and high school, I was a part of MeToo, a youth empowerment movement. We held fundraisers and raised awareness on various issues such as child labor, environmental sustainability, and more. Another thing I was passionate about was the environment and the concept of climate change. Throughout my childhood and adult life, I watched numerous documentaries and read various articles on climate change, endangered species, greenhouse gases, and more, and have derived a strong passion towards these issues. So, just to fast forward to grade 11, around this time, I started worrying about what I wanted to do in the future. At the time, my brother was a chemical engineering student at Ryerson University, and I saw how hard he had to work. Since we shared a room, my brother would leave the lights on till 3 a.m. to finish his assignments or work on studying for quizzes or exams. And then he would wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning just to be able to get to his classes on time because he had to commute. So I saw how hard he had to work in engineering, and that sort of deterred me from picking engineering as a profession. And when I asked him for advice on what I should do as an undergraduate program, he told me to choose accounting because he had friends in accounting at the time and they had more free time and were able to enjoy the uni experience more. I decided then that I would become an accountant and I started looking into accounting courses. And as I was going through the content, I realized that I really didn't like accounting. I knew it wasn't something that was going to make me happy and I wasn't looking forward to doing it every day. So I ended up deciding that I wouldn't become an accountant. And I was back to square one and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I ended up looking into chemical engineering as my brother was in chemical engineering at the time and found out that they create processes to convert raw materials into useful products and are valuable in all industries. I got really intrigued by this. I started doing more research and also realized that through chemical engineering, I could create processes and make them more efficient or more environmentally friendly. I could use my future job to help reduce the impacts of climate change and make the world a greener place. When I realized that, I decided right then and there that I would become a chemical engineer because I knew I could be happy with a job that can help make the world more environmentally friendly, and I could take a passion of mine from when I was younger and make it into a career. Now in 2018, I'm going to be going into my second year of chemical engineering at the University of Waterloo. Bhumika, what's your engineering or STEM story?
Alright, so let's start at the beginning. First of all, I'll say my dad's job enabled us to move around from country to country. I started my schooling in America, continued it in India, and then finished my high schooling from Canada. Having lived and studied in different parts of the world, I was exposed to different people, different cultures, but one thing never changed. my interest in STEAM, science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics, and this feeling that I wanted to be part of something bigger. Because of this, I thought architecture would be a perfect career choice. I could apply my STEM skills as well as grow my artistic abilities. But I never had that connection or that feeling that I was meant to be doing this, and I realized I was missing one crucial thing: the need to make a change in the world. I wanted to contribute in making as small as an impact possible. Then I began to explore careers which could help me achieve this goal and fulfill my desire to do something. And through this, I realized maybe I should explore the world of engineering. Engineering was one of the careers that stood out to me because of its uniqueness. An engineer could do so many different things that help the society in so many different ways. And I thought, this is a career I want to go into. I wasn't quite sure what specific field of engineering I wanted to go into, and I wanted to have different options. This made me choose management engineering. And a little about what management engineering is: we learn to analyze how organizations operate and we apply engineering skills to increase their efficiency. And so far, I've completed my first year at University of Waterloo, and I am passionate to continue developing my skills. So, the objectives of the SOE program are: first of all, the program aims to promote STEM by bringing a role model into the classroom to inspire young people in the areas of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And one unique thing about this program is that it is not a day long or a week long. It is spread out throughout the year and is incorporated into the classroom as a part of the kids' learning journey. You may even form relationships with the kids due to your frequent visits. And one more extremely important goal is using inclusive messaging to engage all students. Everyone in STEM is so diverse and unique, and we want to spread awareness regarding inclusiveness.
So, one of the things that we want to do through the SOE program is to break various stereotypes. So, when you search up various different STEM professions, including engineering, doctors, nurses, or even professors in STEM fields, you see these images when you search them on Google. So, when you look at the engineering image and engineering picture, we notice that most of the pictures are of men. There are two females, one in the middle row and one in the last row. This image depicts a sad reality of the way our world today portrays or sees engineers as. Many people think engineering is a male profession and is something that only males are good at. As a result, females feel unwelcomed in the profession or feel as though engineering is not an option for them as a career. Similarly, the images of doctors and professors are prominently of men as well, sending out a similar message. And another thing that we notice is that we don't see that many people of different ethnicities. Often, when you think of engineers or doctors, you see Caucasian men in these roles. When looking at the nurses, we see that most of them are females. This is a stereotype that women end up becoming nurses because it's easier than becoming a doctor. And as a result, some people view that females are not smart enough. We all know that this is definitely not the case. We want to get rid of these stereotypes and want to encourage everyone, no matter their gender, race, and beliefs, that they have the capacity and capability in themselves to be successful in any STEM field. We want to be able to project this message through the SOE program, and we have other initiatives focused towards making STEM fields and engineering fields more diverse in the future. So, what would it look like to have a STEM volunteer in local classrooms? So there would be a strong positive STEM role model in each classroom. STEM careers could be recognized as rewarding and cool. We could have a higher technological literacy throughout the schools and classrooms. There could be better gender parity in STEM fields. K-12 teachers could be supported and confident in STEM. We could have grassroots relationship building in educational systems. And this is also a leadership building opportunity for STEM professionals themselves. So they benefit from being a volunteer in local classrooms as well. It's not just about the kids being impacted, also the volunteers too.
So, the volunteer teacher relationship would be like this. First of all, we expect that there is frequent communication between you and the teacher. throughout the year for planning and scheduling purposes, such as deciding the duration and dates of the classroom visits and also discussing activities. We highly suggest that the activities are ideally aligned with the curriculum so that they benefit the kids the most, and therefore the volunteers should know what the curriculum is throughout the year for clarity purposes. The teacher is legally obligated to always be supervising and will always be there to support you. Also, note this is an equal relationship. The teacher and volunteer are both professionals in their fields and both need to equally contribute into the program for its success.
So now we're going to be going through various scenarios that can occur throughout your throughout the duration of the SOE program in classrooms. So one of the problems or problem scenarios that can occur are communication issues. So you can't contact the teacher throughout the year and you don't know what's going on. You're frustrated that you aren't making the impact you expected because you can't even get into the classroom. Bhumika, what would you do in this situation?
I think communication plays a huge role in this program. So if you aren't in contact with the other person, then it would be difficult. So I'd suggest trying to use every medium possible and try to get a hold of the other person.
That's a great idea. So these are some of our suggested solutions. As Bhumika said, you could try different mediums, so email, phone, in person if possible. You could also try contacting the principal. You could also contact your SOE support team. And one thing that we want you to keep in mind is don't let a bad experience turn you away from the entire program.
Problem scenario 2, content needed. Your teacher expects you to have all the content prepared and found on your own. They were told that they didn't have to help you at all and that you would find lesson plans and activities all on your own. Where do you look? Niari, what do you think?
Well, one thing that I use to find ideas or to find answers to questions is I always use Google. So I would try using Google in this case and see if I can find some activities or lesson plans that I could do with the kids in relation to STEM.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good idea. So our suggested solution is, first of all, start with the program guide that we provide you. It has both activities and presentations included. Also, as Niadi said, Google is your best friend. The web has a million and one options. You can find anything, any sort of activity for any type of age. Also, you can contact your SOE support team. We'll always be here to help you.
Problem scenario number 3, disagreement alert. So you're running a session on electricity and you want to present a PowerPoint before getting into the activity. Your teacher insists that the children won't pay attention and suggests only doing the activity with a brief 2-minute intro. You don't think this is effective. What do? Bhumika, if you were in this situation, what would you do?
Haha, yeah, every class has that one kid who will go above and beyond to make the class laugh and distract the authority present in class. And since the teacher is well equipped with these skills, letting her take over for that moment would be helpful.
Hmm. So these are some of our suggested solutions. So have faith in the teacher, as Bhumika said, since they know their kids or their students the best. You might have to listen to what they're trying to say because they know how the kids learn the best and they know how the kids will what they'll pay most attention to. And you should definitely get their input on everything before you present or do activities. Also, remember your time limits. You may only have 50 minutes in front of the students, and you want to make the best impact in that time. You could also try to come up with a compromise. You could tell the teacher on why you really believe that your method is the best, and then try to listen to what the teacher says, and then try to come up with a compromise and do something that both of you agree.
All right, so the volunteer student relationship would be like, first of all, the volunteer will act as a mentor to the student, and the volunteer is going to be the first possible impression of a STEM professional. So you need to carefully present yourself to the kids as they do not know what STEM is. Also, the volunteer acts as a role model and someone the kids will look up to, and you're also going to be a friendly adult that they can trust. Problem scenario 4. You're in the middle of explaining the water cycle when Jacob starts screaming and speaking over you. He stands up and starts making silly faces, distracting everyone in the room. What do you do? What do you think, Nyadi? What would you do in this situation?
I would definitely look at the teacher and try to get the teacher to help out in some way. Because if I'm not familiar with these types of situations, then I'm pretty sure the teacher would know what to do in that case if they've dealt with the kid before, a kid that's trying to distract people.
Alright, so our suggested solution is, as Nyadi said, look to the teacher for how to discipline. They likely already have a standard way of dealing with these things. And continue after the fact as if nothing happened. Get the focus in the room back on you and your content.
So problem scenario number 5, girls versus boys. When they begin building their bridges during a forces and physics session, you overhear Kim exclaiming, "This sucks. This is all boy stuff." In response, Billy says, "That's because girls aren't smart enough." What do you do in this case? Bhumika?
I think this is a great opportunity to talk about how diverse engineering can be and sort of spread that inclusive messaging.
Well, not just engineering, all STEM fields, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's something that the volunteer in the classroom should do, is address that we're all here to learn and anyone can become a STEM professional, and it's not just boys or it's not just girls, it's everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So these are some of our suggested solutions. So you could speak to Kim and Billy's table specifically and reiterate the fact that everyone can contribute and that a diversity of skills are important. You could also reiterate to the entire class the messaging that STEM is for everyone while not calling out specific kids. So this is the free discussion time. So if you had any questions, then you can go ahead and ask us. Right, it seems that there aren't that many questions, so we're just going to go ahead and move on.
All right, so don't forget the upcoming events. First of all, we have the next webinar, which is Sharing Your STEM Story on July 19th, 2018 at 11 a.m. After that, we have the How to Have an Impact with Messaging on July 26th at also 11 a.m. Then we have the Inclusive Messaging for STEM Outreach on August 2nd, 11 a.m. And then the orientation, which is in October 4th.
And details are to be determined at the moment. So again, if you have, you can connect with us on social media, on Facebook at Engineers of Tomorrow and on Twitter at EOTWB. And yeah, thank you for listening, and we hope you all have a great experience with the SOE program, and we both hope you have a great day. Thank you.